Hello and welcome to Sestra-Tainment.
Sestra-Tainment.
I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today about everything entertainment.
Everything entertainment.
And sis, you are up first this week.
Okay, so I want to talk about this amazing little boy that's on TikTok. His name is Sebastian. If you're looking for him on TikTok, he goes by Little.Einstein.
Oh, okay.
He has autism.
Okay, great.
But he is like Einstein, like literally.
Wow.
Okay, so he taught himself how to write and spell at 2 years old.
Yeah, I barely
I'm gonna say that again.
could talk at 2 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't even think I was like forming sentences, and he's teaching himself how to write.
Mm-hmm, that's amazing.
All right, so right now he's 5 years old. Super, super smart. I mean, like, super smart. So he knows how to write different languages. So, like, his parents have, like, a big... His parents have, like, a dry erase board, and they're just like, okay, go ahead and write the alphabet. So he writes it in, like, English. Then they're like, okay, what about, can you do it in Russian? Then, like, can you do it in Greek?
And just like, keep going.
It's like French, Spanish. How are you a child that knows different fonts?
Right. And doesn't he know Arabic too or something? Like he can write backwards for the Arabic and all of that. Yeah,
I mean, like, the one thing, the only font that I know is probably New Roman.
Okay.
I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
No, you have
was it Comic Sans?
Yeah, you have Comic Sans. You have Arial. I think it's Arial. You have Georgia. I use Georgia sometimes.
I have no idea what Georgia is. That's a state to me.
So but no, there's definitely a lot of different ones.
Yeah,
brush script.
He writes it so nice, and it looks like it came from a computer. Like he's a baby computer.
Mm-hmm.
He can write in cursive. He can read better than I can.
Oh my goodness!
Like he's like walking through the store with his dad, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, look at this right here." And he's like, "What is that?" He said, "What does that say?" He said, "Oh, it says cave." And he goes to the next thing. I'm like, "You're 5."
Yeah, now. But yeah, he taught himself at 2. Can you imagine? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a kid that's smarter than you. That has to be a little tough.
Isn't that a TV show? Was that a TV show? Are you smarter than it?
Oh, are you smarter than a fifth grader? Yeah, but you have little Sheldon too, where he is smarter than his parents. Yeah, exactly. Like in college and all of that. So yeah, that's a cute show.
But there's like videos of him writing backwards. So he does like the alphabet backwards, and like he's 3 years old doing that. So he's writing it forwards, and then he's writing it backwards, and then then it's like other alphabets that he's writing backwards, and also like the way that he holds the marker that he uses, he holds it like on his fist.
Oh, okay. So he
That's
writes
his grip.
Like fist grip. Yeah, got it.
But the handwriting
is gorgeous. It's perfect.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's perfect. I mean, like it's definitely like a 10-year-old's handwriting.
Right. It's not like
a
5-year-old kid's handwriting. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure. I think Jessica said Gavin's still writing in circles. So he starts here and then it goes on up.
All the way up. Yeah.
He also knows different countries just by seeing a picture of the silhouette. So it's like, hey, what country is that? He's like, Sudan. I don't know what Sudan looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, would not know.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably show me Australia and I wouldn't know.
Yeah, probably not.
I might have an idea, but I wouldn't be 100%.
Yeah, but you got to think about all these little tiny countries that are in Africa. Yeah. And he's just like, oh, yeah.
Well, they're huge countries. They make them look small on the map. Remember that?
Yeah.
But they're
like
huge.
Eritrea.
Because some people try to say, the country of Africa. No, it's a continent. Yeah. There's countries. Yeah, there's countries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, I think it's just so amazing. So then, like, his dad is like spouting off logos. He's like, draw the Coca-Cola logo. He's like, okay. And he draws the Coca-Cola logo. He's like, look, this is Amazon. He even draws a little smile with the arrow.
On the arrow, yeah.
He's so smart. All right, so he knows capitals and states.
Okay.
And then, like, his dad's like, what's Nebraska? And he's like, makes up something. He's like, no, silly. It's such and such. I don't know what Nebraska is. What's the capital of Nebraska?
Oh, you might say Omaha, but I think it's Topeka. No, that's Kansas. I don't know. See? I'll have to Google it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Sebastian knows.
Sebastian
can teach us all. You know how much this kid can change the world? Like, you just
Lincoln. Lincoln, Nebraska.
Wouldn't know it.
Is the state capital.
That's a president to me, but okay. It's a car, but gotcha. But no, just imagine, like, when this kid gets older, he could, like, literally change the world.
The world, yeah. Cure something, fix something, find a need that people don't even realize that they need right now, and make it happen. Yep.
Yeah. And then like, you know, the government will not be happy about it, you know, because, you know, they'll be like, hey, I was making money off of this or something like that. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, but no, he's just so smart. He knows the periodic tables, and then, like, so he has pieces of paper. He'll draw he wrote the periodic table out, put it on the floor in the area that it's supposed to go, and then drew a picture of what it would look like if it was in something.
Right.
So it's like iron, and then he's like showed, like, he does this like bar, and it's like steel. It was like it's just speechless. He's just so smart. Like, I want to be like him when I grow up.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and his parents encouraging him
absolutely.
well, and not you know, stifling his intellectual.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, no.
Like, I mean, that's just crazy intelligence. And like, he probably will graduate, you know, like at 12 or 13 or something.
He's probably going to graduate tomorrow. He knows, like...
Yeah, I mean, depending on, all that. Well, I mean, yeah.
Who knows the Russian alphabet?
I have no one that I know
exactly
who knows the Russian alphabet. So,
I know some people, but they're Russian.
Well, that's probably true, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's just like, yo...
And like some of these languages are extremely difficult languages to learn.
Exactly.
And he's like fluid. So that's awesome.
But yeah, so everybody go and check out Little Einstein. It's Little Einstein. His name is Sebastian. He is on TikTok, and you will literally watch his videos for hours and hours and hours because I just want to give him a hug.
That's great. Well, I mean, and plus it's just how much you learn by watching him.
Yeah.
Like he literally is teaching at 5 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, he could do a TED Talk. For the whole world to watch.
Right.
Because he can say it in every language.
Oh, my goodness. He's like, let me start. I have a 5-minute TED Talk that I'm going to say 25 times.
Yeah, I'm going to say it in every language that there is. But no, everybody go check him out. Little Einstein, Einstein on TikTok.
Woohoo.
So what you got?
So I kind of was thinking back to some shows that I, you know, have really enjoyed, and I wanted to think about talking about to everybody. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to do a throwback. Like, just throwback shows. And so I know sometimes people are looking for binge-worthy shows that have a lot of seasons, so that way they can, like, while they're cleaning, have something on in the background, or, you know, whatever. Like, oh, I'm trying to fall asleep. Let me have this show on. These are probably not those shows. They're going to be shows where you probably want to pay attention, because if you don't pay attention, you'll probably miss something, and they're like... little suspensey, thrillery kind of things, and therefore they make you want to like watch and follow along with the story and see if you can figure things out. So the first one I want to talk about is The Americans.
Oh.
So The Americans started in 2013 was the first season. It went for 6 seasons.
6 seasons.
6 seasons. So yeah.
What was that? Did it come on like FX or something?
Yeah,
like
I think
that?
It was FX USA, and then Hulu on FX or something to that effect. But yeah, so basically it was considered to be a thriller, and it starred Kerry Russell, and all the stars kind of got awards for being on the show too. But Kerry Russell played Elizabeth Jennings, Matthew Rhys played Philip Jennings. You had Paige Jenkins, which is Holly Taylor. Kendrick Stolley as Henry Jennings. So you had, so that's like the Jennings family right there. So it's the daughter, the son, the mom, and the dad. Now, Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys, everybody kind of knows them because they have been on other things.
Kerry Russell is her father an actor?
I did not research
his
that
name?
specifically.
What's his name?
No, it's not Kurt Russell or anything. But like she was on Felicity.
Yeah.
She was,
Okay, maybe not. Okay,
in a Star Wars
but
movie.
maybe I'm thinking about somebody.
Dark
else.
Skies, just different things. Recently, Antlers, like all those kind of things.
Okay.
So, and then I first saw Matthew when I watched Brothers and Sisters. He was on that, and I really liked that show, Brothers and Sisters.
Wait,
Holly Taylor, we had seen recently because she was on Manifest. So she was in this last season of Manifest as the girl who ended up staying with the main family because of the fact that she kind of couldn't stay with her own parents any longer, if you wanted to have an idea of that. And then you also had Noah Emmerich, which Noah is one of those guys that you're like you always say, that guy in that show.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about, him. He's been in so many things and nobody really knows his name, but he's been in The Truman Show, Suspicion. He's been in Pride and Glory. He's been in Space Force. I mean, he's just been in everything. So if you look him up, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that guy's face. Like I know that guy from that show. So anyway, that's him. And then you even have your favorite person, Margot Martindale.
Hey, Margot Martindale. Shout out to Margot Martindale.
There you go. Yeah.
She's just so sweet.
Yeah. And you even have John Boy on this show throughout the season. So, when it was from Little House on the Prairie, Good Night, John Boy.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. He's on this show. And then you even have the, I mean, she has just broken out in so many ways since she did The Americans. But Julia Garner, who, of course, plays Ruth on Ozark and was Anna in Inventing Anna. So she's just getting awards and acclaim left and right. So there's a ton of different people who do cameos and parts and pieces in this show. But to give a little backstory to the show, so The Americans basically is about a family that is living in the United States. And as you're watching the show and they look like they're just your normal, average, everyday family, you come to realize, the wife is out kind of getting very close to it kind of starts off with that and you don't even realize she's a wife at first. So she's out getting kind of close to this guy and, trying to get information from him or potentially as a Russian spy trying to kill him. You never know. Yeah. And so, and then she kind of comes home to her husband and you're just like, oh, she's married. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then you start realizing they have secret compartments in their house. Oh, they both carry guns. They have all these costumes that they can put on and to do different things. And you just, realize very quickly.
Oh, they have 7 passports.
Yeah, exactly. And a whole lot of cash in the house. So you kind of realize that they are Russian spies. And so one of their main cardinal rules is you never speak Russian. Ever. Ever. They didn't teach and their children to speak Russian. None of that. And it gives you
what year is it based in? Is it present time or is it
it was kind of based previous.
Soviet?
Yeah, it was based, I can't remember the year in which it was based in.
Berlin Wall,
it was shortly after Ronald Reagan is what I'm seeing on here, was elected president. Then they have this couple.
So late 80s, early 90s? Is that what
roughly, yeah, I think probably. Okay. So basically what happens is that you have this family. And when you look at their backstory, you realize they didn't even know each other. They didn't, were just put together and trained from children of what they needed to do for the KGB to be a Russian spy. So they kind of got snatched away from their parents. They show, basically how they got into this. And it was almost like an honor for your child to be selected to be a part of this. And then how they taught them how to fight and shoot guns and do all of this kind of espionage kind of stuff. And then one day they just put them together and said, okay, here's your new name. You're a couple. You're going to be going to this place and just fit in and be normal. And they had to make a life of it. And they had to have children. And they had to, be a family. And it's how do you And then do you start caring for the person? Do you not?
Yeah, how do you take care of your kids?
Right.
When did you want kids, or did you have to have the kids? Like, are the kids there as just a fixture in the home?
Because the kids know absolutely nothing about the fact that their parents are Russian, much less Russian spies. Yeah. So they're lying to basically everyone. And then the funny thing happens. Oh, okay. They meet their neighbor from across the street.
Okay.
And he works for the FBI.
Oh, it's going to be their best friend.
So he is constantly around, inviting them for drinks, and they're trying to figure out, does he know something about us, or is he just a super nice guy, and all of those kind of things. But being an FBI agent, you're also suspicious.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
you might sneak into their garage and kind of take a look around and look inside their trunk and, just some few things, And it was such a crazy situation with that as to how close this FBI agent came to actually finding out that they were Russian spies.
Yeah.
But the whole season and series is truly all about what their mission is, them meeting with their handler, them trying to make sure that they complete the mission successfully, and, keeping themselves out of the view of this FBI agent so that way, because sometimes he's the one who's on the Russian KGB case. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So then it's always like him trying to find, and sometimes you're talking to your friend, quote unquote, neighbor, you might say something or slip to say something that, now it's giving these Russian KGB agents an understanding of what he knows and which way he's going and which direction he's heading in. And so it's a really interesting show. It starts off a little risque. I'll just start it that way. And you might feel like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on here? But it definitely isn't that way throughout all the seasons. It's more about the spies. It's a thriller. It's suspense. It's about the family. It's about, will the kids find out or not? If they do they become operatives? How do you go about keeping your cover? How many people do you have to kill? How do you go about doing that and getting rid of bodies and all of that? Do you kill them? Do you just stick them with a needle? Do you do this? Do you do that? And especially now with everything going on with Russia and Ukraine and all of that, there may be some people who are just wanting to know a little bit more about the KGB and about how diabolical some of these agencies and groups can be. I mean, we have the CIA too, and different, groups that, everybody has their own quote unquote spies all over. Yeah, and there's different shows that you can watch that even show that documentaries and things that even show how famous people sometimes became like a little bit of a spy while they were in other countries to kind of report back information and things like that back in the day. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about, The Americans. Again, it's 6 seasons, really good show. Some characters kind of come in and out, the ones that I had mentioned previously, but everybody does a phenomenal job in their acting. It's very... it's such a good show. For somebody who is into that type of thriller. Yeah, I got you. For that kind of thriller. Now, there's some people who are just going to be like, nope, it's a little too dark, a little too deep for me. Okay. And some people can't watch a lot of dark thriller, suspense things back to back to back. But
then also it's because this could be a possibility.
Oh yeah,
this definitely is like real life.
It's real life. And some could be your neighbor.
Yeah. Some people will get freaked out about that.
Yeah,
this is not for me.
A little too close to home.
Yeah. No reality over here.
Yep. So anyway, that is The Americans.
All right, The Americans. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So I am going to talk about this Prime documentary. It's actually 4 episodes, 45 to 50-minute episodes of this mini documentary, docu-series.
Okay.
Is that what it's called, a docu-series?
Docu-series, yeah. It's a documentary that goes multiple.
Yeah. Yep. All right, and it's called Lula Rich.
Oh, I have heard of that.
Lula Rich.
Yep.
Yeah, we're talking about pyramid schemes.
That's
where we're going. So it's
there.
like the empire of the cheap pants. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'll just say I recall, everybody wanting to purchase
Lula Row is
Lula
the
Row.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, Lula Row.
Yeah, Lula Row.
There were always like racks and racks and racks. Like if you were going to a Southern Women's show or some kind of,
I forgot all about the Southern Women's show at the Bazaar.
Bazaar, or anything like that, you would always have the Lulu Row rack of people who, were selling it and all of that. So anyway, I just was bringing up that it was a big thing.
And it's so weird because how big of a thing that it is, and but it was just it was like a big thing and it was gone. That was
like Beanie Babies. Like I was talking about before.
I don't know. I feel like Beanie Babies had like a good run for a while. I feel like Lula Row was like it had its 15 minutes of fame, and then they got sued. All right, so here's the story.
Okay.
So it's a pyramid scheme. It started over pants. And the reason that it started over pants, well, all right, I'm not going to say a pyramid scheme. What they called it was multi-level marketing.
Yes.
Which is a pyramid scheme.
All right. So as someone who has participated in multi-level marketing in the past,
network marketing,
every business is a pyramid scheme.
Oh, absolutely.
Or at least a pyramid form.
Pyramid,
Let's just say that.
Oh, we can say scheme.
Some are schemes when the companies, CEOs are making millions or billions of dollars and the employees are barely scraping by. It feels a little schemy, but I mean, I can't say that definitively, but I will say that every organization and company is shaped like a pyramid.
Yes, I did know that.
So therefore, there's a CEO at the top. You have your highest level executives, few under that, directors, managers, supervisors, and the people who are doing all the really hard work, at the bottom.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the fixture of any organization. So let's start there. I don't want our MLM, as the abbreviation goes, people to be frustrated and upset with us because some people do very well with certain ones that are legitimate.
Oh yeah. So how it started with Lula Row was like they were calling it multi-level marketing.
Yep.
But in reality, it was a pyramid scheme.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That was the whole thing. All right. So Lula Row was basically known for its super soft leggings, and it's like the designs were so nice and people just loved them. They just really felt good. So it just started with a small couple of pairs that this lady had, and then she's like, next thing you know, she's like moving stuff into a room to go ahead and make more. And then she's like, I have so many people who want it, all the time. That now she's like, oh, I need to go ahead and find a factory to go ahead and make some more. And then people will comment to her and be like, oh my God, this is so awesome. You're making money hand over fist. And she's like, yeah, you can too, actually.
Oh, you could be a distributor.
Yes. And that's basically how it all started.
Okay.
So just a few pair of jeans, and then next thing you know, it blew up. And because of the softness and how it fit. And then it just blew up. It just took off. Okay. So the owners are Deanne and Mark Stidham.
Okay.
All right. And they're a bit much. They are a bit much. Well, if you watch the documentary, you will get what I'm saying. They are
over top, extreme.
They're just narcissists, I guess.
Oh, okay. And you can tell that in the documentary.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You definitely tell that. So, they basically got stay-at-home moms that, would, save up their money and just be like, hey, you know what? You can make money selling these clothes, and you can sell it at home online. You put it on your social media.
Yeah.
You can do this. Or, hey, you can have it a Tupperware party and just have people come over to your house and do that, blah, 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 blah. And what happens was people were buying the stuff fast.
Okay.
It was going. And then it was almost, it was getting to the point where, Lula Row couldn't keep up.
With all the products.
So then they were like, okay, so now it's so expensive for us to get more. Let's now go to this other factory that has cheaper fabric, and the patterns are not pleasing at all. The way that they were sewed together, this one lady in her crotch, it looked like lips.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that the print the way that it was print. But then it was like, it was another lady, it was like a banana or something like that, and it was like in her crotch. Like, it was, like one pants leg would be a design this way, then the other pants leg would be a total, like a design. It's the same design, but it's just like going, like, they're
upside
just
down or something.
Yeah. It was just like all over the place. So then, as that started happening, then people were like, oh my God, okay, we can't sell this stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
nobody wants it, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what Deanne said? Maybe something's wrong with you because nobody else is having problems.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, wait, it gets better. Mm-hmm. So now that they have all of this stuff, all of these cheaply made clothes that are not selling as fast, oh, we don't have anywhere to put it. Where did they put it? Outside.
What do you mean outside?
Like nature. Like, not enclosed in anything. Not a shed. Like, not a she shed,
so
not a man
the rain,
cave.
the snow, the elements, anything.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
pollen.
Yeah.
All of that can get on the clothes.
Yeah, animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like in the parking lot. There's pictures. When you watch it, you're going to be like, hey, are you, like, people really did this? So, like, some of the people were like, oh, I have 2,500 like pairs of pants that I need to get and like 5 skirts or something like that. Like, I need to get this stuff. And then as soon as they get it, like one lady said, I opened the box and my husband said, if you don't take that box outside right now, because the smell was so bad.
Oh no, because it's cheap material.
It's cheap material, and it's been sitting out in the sun and the rain and like all the elements. Like
why didn't they have a warehouse?
Oh, this was outside of the warehouse. I don't know what was in the warehouse.
Why wouldn't they put it in the warehouse? Their jet was in the warehouse?
Mine, baby. I don't know. But yeah, so then also, as you watch the documentary, it's just like, oh yeah, so, the CEO and founder, okay, and then it goes down to, like, the vice presidents and, like, the person who's marketing, you know who that is? This is their nephew. Their nephew is their head of marketing.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Hey, this boy needs a job.
Operation.
Yeah. The accountant, like one of their kids.
Oh
hey, you can do it. Hey, can you balance a checkbook?
You
cool,
got
you got this. You got it.
Got it.
So basically, the whole company was built on a family that knew nothing about the positions that they were in.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So
now, how many years roughly did it last?
I don't know for sure. It was very
fire.
Very quick.
Yeah, a flame that fizzled quickly.
Yeah. But yeah. So basically, what ended up happening was like there were so many people so it was like wives who were like at home, stay-at-home moms, and they're just like, honey, I need $5,000. Telling their husband, I need $5,000
to get started in the business.
Because
you have to buy all the clothes in advance, and then the owners of Lulu already have their money because they got $5,000 from you. But then you have to work hard to sell your $5,000.
Exactly, but then like your $5,000 worth of clothes. But there's different packages.
Oh, okay.
So you might get one package that like I think this is the cheapest package was like $5,000, and then it goes all the way up to like $15,000 or something like
with
outrageous.
The expectation that you could sell it for $30,000 or something like that.
Yeah, like
you have to make more than your money back.
But you have like, I don't know, it's probably like, oh, you get unlocked to like this kind of training and like web seminars and like it's just stuff to get you like motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So now there are these women who are just like, oh my God, we made so much money so fast. They're selling stuff like on Facebook, Instagram. Facebook, Instagram, like they were just selling the stuff.
Okay.
All over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the molded clothes came.
And then everything went to the end to crash.
And the holes in the clothes. Like the moth-eaten clothes. The clothes that you could tell one side, you could see how it was folded in the plastic bag because the sun had hit the top of that and now it's a lighter color than the rest of the pants.
The whole rest of the pants. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So they really, it sounds like, and this is me listening outside looking in, had they stuck with the same quality and just made it where it was, okay, we have more demand than we have supply. It just makes us even more exclusive.
Your Chick-fil-A.
So therefore, you're just going to have to wait.
Yeah, just
it
wait.
might be that you're placing your order today, but you'll get it next month. It's
Yeah.
on back order, something
Yeah.
to that effect. Stick with the high quality. Stick with the same company.
Exactly.
And they could have potentially continued to grow and
Yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was a good quality product initially that people liked.
Originally it was on point.
And then they got greedy and wanted to go cheaper, faster. And then they lost it all.
Yeah. So also another thing is that, oh my God, I just lost that. How did I just was about to say something. I just lost it.
I'm sorry. Did I
quit?
take it away from you?
No, it was something that you were saying that I was about to say about
them
but
losing
anyway,
it all, them wanting cheaper, faster.
Yeah, no, it wasn't anything like that. But basically, like, they were just horrible, mean, evil people that were just taking people's money and not caring.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I have to return all these clothes because they have water damage.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you can return the clothes. It says in the contract you can return the clothes, and then they change the contract.
Oh, to say you're stuck with our
They
terrible
change it.
products.
They change it to it. Like at first, it was like you can whatever you buy, you can be able to return it for 100% of your money back.
Yeah.
Then, like, once people started getting wet clothes and clothes with holes in it and sun damaged and stuff like that, now everybody's taking their stuff back. And it was like, hey, asterisk, new clause. Like, we're not doing that anymore. You just got to hold on to it and try to sell it yourself. Okay, bye. Like that, yeah.
Gosh, yeah, they're terrible. Where are they now?
Hopefully in prison. I don't know, but no, they did the documentary. They sat down for the documentary.
So they didn't feel like they were bad people at all. They were out of touch, maybe a little bit.
I mean, I'm just trying to think if somebody's like, hey, I want to do a documentary about your company. Your company is no longer a thing. The state of Washington decided to file a suit against you. Because you have a pyramid scheme. And now they have like $4.75 million that they just got in February that the state got in February of 2021 because the state sued LuLaRoe.
And what is the state doing with that money? Are they reimbursing the people
I don't know if they're reimbursing
or are they
people
just
or not.
keeping it? Because that sounds like
You
it's
got-
not any
I know,
better.
but people, I know. But people are like losing houses.
Yeah, I mean, because
Like you
5,000
lose
was the beginning. What if
cars.
people did 25,000, 50,000?
Yeah. What if you just like, oh my God, we only did 5,000 and we made like, let's say we made 15,000 profit.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, let's go ahead and do like,
Let's take out a second mortgage,
let's take out a second morttage,
and we'll be millionaires.
We will be millionaires in no time. And then it's crash and burn and like, but if you are sitting down to do this documentary and you just had to pay Washington State $4.75 million dollars.
Yep.
Why would you be like, yeah, I want to sit down and talk about my
Because
company?
they're narcissists.
Jeez,
You've already
I
said
know.
that. Any attention is better than no attention, especially if
man.
they know they can't be held accountable for it.
Oh man, and I mean,
And if they're not in prison and they're truly sitting there, then they obviously haven't been held accountable for it yet.
yeah, no, I mean, like, but there are people like, oh, let me tell you about the dress code.
Okay.
So there was this lady who actually worked like in with the like she was like a assistant or whatever, like receptionist. And she came in and she was like, and it was a black lady. She was like, I'm coming in looking all cute. Like, I got my Chanel shirt on. I got this on and there, so like that. That's just what she's talking about. And she said that Deanne comes up to her and was like, you're not wearing anything LuLaRoe, so you need to go and change.
Oh, wow. So you have to wear their clothes only in the office.
I'm sorry, I'm not wearing nothing that's going to be moldy.
Right. Well, was it moldy then? Or
No.
It
Was around the time that, like, when she got the job.
Yeah, that's not good.
But she was like, watch the documentary because it is nuts. Like the stuff
What
that
is it on
these
Amazon?
people had to go through. Yeah, it's on Prime.
Okay.
But the stuff that these people had to go through. Yeah, I mean, like, and you got these ladies who are just like, they're sitting at home. They're just like, I'm just a wife and a mother.
Yeah.
And now they're like, now I am a businesswoman.
Yeah.
I am doing something. I'm providing for my family. I just destroyed my family. So now my husband's leaving me.
Destroying families.
Yeah, my husband's leaving me because of the fact that I took I got
Took
him
out the 401k.
Yeah, I got him to take the loan.
Yeah.
I got him to take out the loan, and now we have no money, and we're living in like a Motel 6 or something like that because they'll leave
so
a light
sad.
on for you.
How do people sleep at night knowing that they, in all their millions or sometimes billions that they make, being horrible people, that you know on the back end of that there are people who are truly suffering, and you're just like, yeah, that was their choice. Like, I mean, there's people who think that. Like, well, it was up to them to do that. I wouldn't have done it, but they chose to do it, so that's their problem.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not responsible for that. And it's like, no, you are the reason that this happened. You are responsible for that.
I want to say something about narcissism. So I also saw something recently on TikTok where it's this guy who's just like, hey, I am a narcissist and I have therapy, blah, 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 blah. And he explains, he was like, how my brain works is that if I get in an argument with somebody and I am wrong, they were like, in the moment, I feel that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
He said, but something in my brain tells me, no, they're wrong. You're right.
Oh.
And then
so he's saying it's like more of
he's like as
condition.
as I'm going through it, he's like I see the person crying and hurt and then be like, damn, like I really hurt that person. And it's like, no, because they were the one who came to you. They were the one who was like blah blah blah, and it makes it to where you were always the victim.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is
So that's how the Stidhams did. They were just like, oh, you can't sell your product? That's on you. That's nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
like,
our product is quality product.
It's quality product.
Even though I know it's not, but I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I never thought of narcissists being, I always thought that it was lack of awareness and like just like the blame, like, you know, being the victim. But I guess I never thought of it from a perspective
like it's a
of
mental
like
thing.
It's almost like a bipolar situation where the one side of you is like, oh, I feel bad, like ugh, and then another side of you is just like, ain't no need to feel bad, like
it's
they
like
did this to themselves.
He literally said it's like having the devil and the angel on my shoulder,
and then that overtakes their decision, I guess, because they still have the option to pick the angel, but they like. But
it's not that they have the option to. It's just like it's immediately. It's, hey, you're right. This person is wrong, and they're like once you start thinking this way and you're thinking what they say like logically, then it's like snap to.
Yeah, but I have to be right, so I can't say that.
But
so
it's not. But they're not saying I have to be right. It's just. But no, you're absolutely right. This person, like, you punched that person in the face because blah 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 blah. They deserve that. Like it's not. It's like they can't help it.
Yeah.
And that's
it's like an OCD condition.
Yeah,
I can't help washing my hands 15 times.
Yeah, I can't help always being the victim. Yeah.
Interesting.
So and that's exactly what they were doing, and I mean, it's just like. Yeah, it's just so much, but like check it out. It's not. So I would say that it's not something that's like, oh, you have to check this out. But if you want some, like quality TV to watch, it's like a docu-series that you can actually, you know, it's like 4 episodes and it's like 45 to 50 minutes, and it's something that you want to just like sit down and watch, like, you know, like you're working. Like, I'm working from home. I put that on, boom. And then you'll be able to listen to it, but you'll catch yourself just like sitting there and just being like, oh, really?
Yeah. See, I can't do that.
And then being like, oh, you poor sweet angel. Yeah, you
interesting on. That would not.
Yeah, like, you sweet angel. You're so naive.
Yeah. And there's unfortunately naive and gullible people out there too that, you know, the opportunists just can find and strike. So, all right. So the name of it again?
Lula Rich on Prime TV.
Lula Rich. All right. So my next show that I'm going to talk about, multiple seasons, that was really good. A little bit of a drama thriller, a little bit of suspense, is Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad. So I think a lot of people have heard of Breaking Bad and know that it's about meth. Most people probably have, but there are some people who haven't seen it or don't know a lot about it, or you're just excited that I'm going to be talking about it a little bit here. But yeah, it has an amazing cast. It has Bryan Cranston. He used to be on Malcolm in the Middle as the dad, for anybody who doesn't know Bryan Cranston. Aaron Paul is, let me go back. Brian is Walter White.
Yes.
Then you have Aaron Paul, who is Jesse Pinkman. So Aaron actually, or Jesse, I should say, was Walter's student. So we'll go into more there in a second. And then Anna Gunn, who plays Skylar White. So that's his wife. You have their son, RJ, and his real name is RJ Mitt, and he plays Walter White Jr. And then you have Bob Odenkirk. He plays Saul Goodman. You have Giancarlo Espinosa. I should have practiced this ahead of time, so I am so sorry. Esposito, and he plays Gus Frigg. You know him because he is literally, again, a person that everybody knows because he's been in everything. Mandalorian. He's
everything.
Do the Right Thing.
He was in
Usual Suspects.
Dear White People. He was in The Boys.
Godfather of Harlem. He's just in everything. He's an amazing actor.
He's the next Samuel L. Jackson.
I mean, yeah, kind of. Like, he probably has almost as many. And then you have Jonathan Banks, who plays Mike, like a little assassin guy. So anyway, or your rough guy, your tough guy, you know, on the show. But basically, there's a lot of different characters. Those are kind of the main ones. And for the most part, Walter White is kind of just an average, everyday teacher, chemistry teacher. And he comes to find out that one day that he has cancer. So he's like, all right, I have cancer. I don't know if this is anything that is treatable, or that, you know, they're basically making it sound like he might not have forever to live. He has lung cancer. Some of it's inoperable. So therefore he's like, what can I do in order to provide financial security for my family for when I'm gone? And so what he does is he realizes on a sting, I guess you would say, with his brother-in-law, who is a federal agent, that, he's going around and, you know, busting up different drug houses, you know, slum places and stuff like that, you know, crack houses, whatever. So he was riding with him one day, and he's like staying in the car while the agents are, you know, doing whatever they need to do. And then he sees Jesse Pittman coming out of somebody's window, and he's just like, he was my student. I know him. And then he realizes that, this was a methamphetamine house, and they were making meth, and, you know, that's very dangerous. Things can blow up, like the whole 9 yards. Isn't it called
a meth den or something like that? I can't remember.
But yeah, so what ends up happening is that he gets this bright idea that he is going to connect with Jesse, and the two of them are going to make their own meth. Because he's a chemistry teacher, and Jesse was like the best meth creator in the town. So the two of them get together, and not only do they start making meth, they actually get this little camper and go out into the desert. And let's just say pants were gone, like just craziness ensued in that particular episode. It was hilarious. And so what ends up happening is they not only make meth, but they make like top shelf, clearest, best product meth. I don't know anything about meth. I know his was blue. So his meth was blue, and so people knew on the street that if you had this, that this was the real deal of the best meth to have.
Why is it always blue? Like, I feel like,
I don't know, but his was like a crystally, watery, like cleary looking, like it was a good blue, I guess, for meth people.
Well, no, I was saying like,
is it always blue? I don't know.
No. I'm talking about when they're doing movies about like drugs, it's always blue. Because on was it American Hustler? What's the one with with Denzel Washington? Blue Magic, remember?
I did not watch it. Probably.
He was playing Frank White. Anyway, that's
okay. American Hustler.
American, yeah, that's what's that.
Maybe.
Whatever, yeah.
I
But
didn't
but
watch
no,
it.
it was like blue magic. So it's like, it's something about the color blue and drugs.
Oh, okay. Go figure. Go
Okay,
figure.
yeah.
So anyway, what ends up happening is that him and Jesse like start this partnership and this, business. But then people who sell drugs aren't that thrilled that they are now getting into the business. So you kind of have to have a different kind of persona, so to speak, because you don't want everybody to know that Walter White is the person who's selling all these drugs. So then he became Heisenberg. So it just became that these were Heisenberg's drugs. Like, these are the Heisenberg, like that's whose drugs they are. They're Heisenberg's. And nobody really knew who the person was behind Heisenberg. But then he would actually almost take on this persona, and he had this cap he would put on his hat. And that was
flat brim.
And then he ended up like having just a goatee and like all this stuff. And he like morphed into Heisenberg basically, from a regular, everyday, average school teacher, And so his wife recognized it, and, just different people like, what is going on? Like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden it became, we need to purchase a car wash. We need to do this, because then you have to launder the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just have, And then, oh, by the way, again, your brother-in-law is a federal agent. He's always over dinner, drinks, making sure that you're not going to say something and slip. Keeping it away from your son who has a disability. So you're, again, trying to provide. So you're feeling like you're doing it for the right reasons, but the absolute wrong thing to do. And so basically it just goes on a whole lot of twists and turns, and different bad people come and just try to come after him, the product, whatever. So, you have Gus, who's coming after him in one, kind of area. You have, I think it was Tuco, if I'm not mistaken. He came after him. Oh my God, the Tuco actor is amazing. He is Raymond Cruz. You know him from a lot of different things too. You're just like, oh yeah, he was that guy in that show, but I'm trying to see, he was on one of the Law and Orders, I feel like. But Training Day, he was in that. Alien, Under Siege, Clear and Present Danger. Like, he has a whole lot of things under his, kind of purview as well, of different shows that he's been on. But anyway, so he's amazing. But he was insane on this show. Like, you were scared of Tuco.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then there were these two guys who kind of looked like twins, but they weren't. And then when you first see them, all they are doing is crawling across the ground in the dirt. Like, just on their bellies, crawling, like doing like a mud military crawl across the ground in the dirt, and they have these cowboy boots on. So when they walk, they almost walk in sync and everything. And even now,
they're crawling?
Yeah, they were crawling on the ground. And I think it was something, because other people were doing it too, but it was like something for...
Oh, it's religion?
It's like a religious or cultural thing in which it's like for the dead or something.
Yeah, you're supposed to crawl from, it's like a certain amount of steps or something like that you're supposed to crawl in this holy area, in this holy
it's
place.
something to that
and
effect.
You have to crawl on your knees, and it's, I mean, like, there are people who are like 90 years old that are doing this.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It was men, women. It was everybody.
It's a very big thing.
And then you also have a bad guy who is Mark Mongolis. And he is another person everybody knows, but he was in Scarface. He was in the Stand Up Guys. He was in... I can't, once you see his face, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that guy. He's been in a whole lot of different things. Ace Ventura for a comedy, Requiem, like for a dream, like just a lot of different things. And so he actually had a stroke on the show where he can't speak, but he has a bell he can ring. So people will come up to him and ask him questions or whatever, and he has the bell. So, but anyway, this show has so many twists, so many turns, so many crazy scenarios that come up, and you just wonder, how in the world is Walter White going to make it through all of this? And in the end, does he? Does he? Does Jesse? Like, what happens? Do they stay partners? Do they drift apart? Like, it's just, it goes everywhere, and it is a wonderful ride. And one day I probably will start watching it again from the beginning to the end, because it's that kind of show.
62 episodes. I don't know. When I watched it, I can't remember how far I got, and then...
Yeah, it's 5 seasons.
It's 5 seasons, but I can't remember exactly how far I got. But then I started to like put it on as like background noise, and then like I just kind of lost interest in it, and then I got like stuck on another show. But that was all it was. But it was a good. It's a good show.
It's a good show. It definitely can keep your interest depending on the time of day you're watching it, if you're going to fall asleep or not. But I don't know. I can't say anything. I tried to watch Game of Thrones like for probably 7 episodes and fell asleep almost on every one. But then I ended up loving Game of Thrones. So it just depends. So, but anyway, that's it. Breaking Bad. It is now available on Netflix for anybody who wants to watch it. But I think originally when it came out, it was on, I feel like it was AMC as well, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I was trying to see. I feel like it was an AMC show. And so, but yeah, I'll let you go next because we're getting close on time.
So, I also was going to talk about a drug lord.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to talk about Teresa Mendoza.
Oh, I know who she is, even though I don't watch the show.
Queen of the South. Queen of the South is a show. It's 5 seasons. It's on Netflix. You can catch it on Netflix. It's a roller coaster, and it's kind of like, it's sad to say it's awesome, but it kind of is, but it's not cool to say that because there's this woman who goes from nothing and becomes like the biggest drug lord in the whole, like in all of the Americas.
Okay.
Know? So just a little background story. So it's a story of a woman. Like I said, her name is Teresa Mendoza. She's dating this dude who like works for this Mexican cartel, right? His name is Guero.
Okay.
She's dating him and like everything's going good, and then she becomes friends with like his best friend or his like road dog, his stick partner. He best friends with his wife and like the kids. So like they call the son calls her Aunt Teresa and stuff like that. So then it's like you could kind of see this coming, but he was just like, hey, if you see this phone right here, if it ever rings, that means you need to get out and leave now. Leave town immediately. Don't turn around. That means that I'm dead. So, what happens in the next episode? Phone rings. And she has to find the phone. She can hear it. She's in the shower.
So she has to answer the phone when it rings. She's not supposed to just take off.
No. I mean, yeah.
She has to answer it to find out what to do. Maybe, yeah.
Well, she's supposed to answer the phone, but basically, like, once the phone rings, she gets the phone. It was just like, get out now. And that was it. And you see her. She's like, this is not a game. She's like quick walking. No, she is like forcefully running.
Right.
She is on a full sprint. Yes. Yeah. Because they've killed her boyfriend and now they're going to come and kill her. What does she do? She goes to her friend Brenda's house, who is the best friend of her Chino, who is the best friend of Guero. Is his wife. So go over there, and she's just like, you got to get out the house now. She's like starting to come towards her. It's like she's starting to go like to her house and everything. Like, this lady is running down the street sprinting. Oh, wow. Like, she is just booking it. And then, like, right when she tells Brenda looks, and then now her husband's gone. Like, she sees the guys walking behind the window and shoot him in the head. So it's like, oh God, it's horrible. So now she's freaked out. Now she's trying to hurry up and get her son out so they can go ahead and leave. So then it goes from there. So now they're trying to figure out a way to go into Texas from Mexico so they can get away. We got to get away from the cartels. That's what they do. They find like a coyote to go ahead and help them to, get them across the border. And then that's when everything starts to really unfold. That's when now they've separated. Like, Teresa and Brenda have separated. So now Brenda's with her son, staying in a motel, like, trying to like get him in school, try to get him like to have a life. Teresa is on the run, and she ends up getting caught. And when she gets caught, now she becomes a drug mule. So she's going to be a drug mule for Epifanio and Camila Vargas. Okay, so here's the thing about them. Their husband and wife, She started the drug game. He just picked it up and took it and ran with it.
Okay.
But this is the thing. He wants to be governor.
Oh, so you got to clean up your act.
And she's like, I told you when we started this, there was no backing out. Mm-hmm. Like, she's a boss.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And she got that raspy voice. A lot of people might know her. Her name is Veronica Falcone. She has that raspy, it's like, how do I explain it? It's kind of like a Selma Hayek-y type raspy voice, but hers is like deeper.
Gotcha.
And yeah, and so like she's a boss. Like whoever did the casting for her, that was amazing because she plays that part to a T. So now Teresa is a drug mule for Camilla, and then from there now it's, oh, here, swallow these bags because you're gonna go and we're like,
on the other side.
This guy named James, who is Camilla's number 2 or number 1, whatever you want to say it. He's taking her and she's like, all right, look, go in there, go here, throw those up. I need them all. There should be 11 of them. Why is there only like 8? Keep going, and then he's like shoving his hands down her throat so she can throw up. I mean, it is so much. But then it comes on. Fast forward later on, Teresa does end up getting like kind of like a get out of jail free card, I will say. Where now she's got this what's that syndrome called where like you fall in with your captors.
Oh, Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, so she basically has Stockholm Syndrome. But now Stockholm Syndrome is turning into, oh, no, I'm going to take what you have.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when it becomes good. Okay. Now, look, I am only on the 3rd season.
Okay, how many seasons is it?
It's 5 seasons.
5, okay.
I'm only in the 3rd season. I'm loving it.
Okay.
It's like McDonald's.
I know Toby loves it too.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Oh yeah. It's really good. And then like it's just the way that she is so smart and she is so witty and she can like see things that are gonna happen before they happen. And then this lady who was basically making her like her mule is now just like she's going and asking her for like help.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, put this dress on. We have a meeting to go to, and you have to flirt with this man and get this information, and then bring it back to me, so then we can go ahead and sit down and have this. And you know what? But see, this is the thing. She even tells Teresa. She said, look, she was like, if I ask you to do something, you have to do it because if not, I'm gonna kill you. So that's what Teresa's thinking. She's not gonna kill her. You know what it is? She just knows that if she says that, they're gonna get it done. But the rest of the guys who work for her have not done that. They've been like, we tried. And then she's like, okay, well, we can try harder. And it keeps giving them different chances. Teresa, she goes out, boom. She's like, all right, I got the person. You got to go meet them on the tarmac at this time and blah, 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 blah. And like, give them a car full of money. Like, that's the kind of bossness that is happening with this show. So I love it.
Okay.
Love it. So check it out. Queen of the South on Netflix.
On Netflix. Alrighty. So,
what you gonna do to wrap it up?
I have Better Call Saul.
Hey, Saul Goodman.
Yep. So I ended up picking that one because we have Breaking Bad, which I've already talked about, and I love that. And it was 5 seasons, and same for Better Call Saul. Its last season it's here basically, so it's kind of sad. So it's bittersweet. But I forgot to mention Vince Gilligan is the creator of Breaking Bad, and he's from Richmond, Virginia. Which is where we are. So, so he is a really talented gentleman who came up with this show and Better Call Saul. But basically, for Better Call Saul, it is the story of Saul Goodman, who actually didn't start off as Saul Goodman. He actually started off as with a different name. It's kind of funny because you start off watching him on Breaking Bad, and he's Saul Goodman, right? Yeah. But then when you're ending up watching Better Call Saul, he's Jimmy McGill. So you're like, oh, when you first start watching Better Call Saul, which is actually a prequel to Breaking Bad.
Okay.
So you're like, okay. So it starts off kind of interesting because with Breaking Bad, like everything just goes haywire. And Saul Goodman on that show was a fixer. Like, he was a lawyer who was a fixer who would just get people out of jams, figure out how to get you out of trouble, all of that kind of stuff. Well, when you start with Better Call Saul, he's in the witness protection program, basically. It's like, so you just see him like working this little job at like a Cinnabon and doing all this work. And you're like, wait, is that Saul Goodman? Like, what is going on? What's happening? And that's just like the future state we think of how this season is going to end. Of the whole series of Better Call Saul, but we don't know. We just know that's kind of how they started it. And then they go backwards and they're like, well, this is Jimmy McGill and he's in a law firm, and his brother, and McGill. Like his brother's a lawyer who's a partner and has his own firm, but doesn't really hire Jimmy because, he wants Jimmy to start in the mailroom because he doesn't have his law license to start. And Jimmy's a cut corners kind of guy where his brother is not. And so, and let me go back to the cast, because Jimmy is played by, Jimmy, who turns into Saul Goodman, which is a crazy story of that too, where he basically said he came up with the name because he said, Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman.
So that's how he came up with Saul Goodman. I mean,
Saul
how
Goodman.
Perfect is that? So anyway, so Bob Odenkirk plays Saul Goodman. He has a female business partner, Rhea Seehorn, who plays Kim Wexler. Jonathan Banks again is in this as Mike, because Mike was with Saul before Saul came with Breaking Bad. The other person, Giancarlo Esposito. I keep messing up. I don't know why I want to put an N in there. No, Esposito. He actually is in here as well because he was, the business owner of what was it? Los Campos.
Was it Los Pollos?
Los Pollos de Campos or something to that effect. Oh my gosh, I just had the
Don't
t-shirt
you have the
on
shirt?
the other day.
You don't have the shirt?
Oh, Los Pollos Hermanos. That's it. Los Pollos Hermanos.
Chicken Brothers.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah. So the Chicken Brothers, right. So that is his business. And he looks like a fine, upstanding businessman, but you know that he's a ruthless criminal behind the scenes. Absolutely. And so basically that's the story of Saul becoming Saul, is Jimmy McGill trying to, kind of do the right thing, but also cutting a lot of corners and buying some burner phones for some of his,
for some of his clients,
so that way they can communicate with him, and just in case anything's being tapped or whatever the case may be.
Which, I mean, it's probably a lot of lawyers that do that.
It might be. I mean, they had to get the idea from somewhere, and so, but yeah, he's just a kind of shady individual doing those weird, wacky commercials that you'll see on TV and billboards and things of that nature. And, can't really afford to have his own firm. So one time he was working out of the back of a nail shop and, just being Jimmy McGill. And so, and then he has the brother who is older than him and has the condition where he can't leave his house now. So he doesn't
agoraphobia?
leave. Yep, agoraphobia. He has to put foil all over his body if he's going to the mailbox or anything like that. He feels like everything is trying to get at him and get to him.
Oh, no, so that's not agoraphobia.
Well, it's a mixture of a lot of different things. Yeah, but going to what the dynamic of him and his brother are, because his brother always used to put him down and still does, even though he has this condition and won't even leave the house. So it's like, look, you're here being a hoarder, wearing, a metal cap all day. Yeah. Like, I'm not the one who, like, you're still not superior to me right now, exactly. Kind of thing. So there's that kind of engagement. Him and his partner, Kim, it's like, okay, is anything going to happen there? Are they just friends, or what's going on there? How is he dealing with these different folks who are not necessarily the most legitimate people with their businesses, and how he and Mike kind of work together in regards to what's going on with that. So anyway, it's just a really good show that if you want something like where Breaking Bad was very dark and very drama filled and suspenseful, Better Call Saul cracks me up like at least once on every episode. So it still has that theme going through it that some stuff could go down, but at the same time it's like really it's Bob Odenkirk. Like, it's just hilarious. And like how he moves and how he talks and the things he'll say to a judge. And you're just like, seriously, dude? Like, you can get away with that?
That's
Even how he
crazy.
came up with the name, like all those kind of things. His creative juices of him trying to figure out how to get around the system just make you like, your mind blows.
He's a con man. He's a hustler.
He's a hustler. He's a con man hustler. And even when he tries to go legit, and sometimes he'll do the right thing for people. He was trying to do this job for a nursing home. And he was like, y'all aren't being treated right. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that y'all get what you need to get. Now, he may have started it with the wrong intention, but then later.
Yeah. But I mean, but then even like, I'm pretty sure the things that he was doing to make sure he got it right, but not probably all legal.
I can't recall exactly what he was doing, but I do know it was kind of like he wanted to have this class action suit because you make the most money as a person, as a lawyer from a class action suit.
That's true.
But then he realized, like, no, these people are nice and they have feelings and they're really sweet old people, kind of thing. And so, like when one of them wants to leave their money to him in their will or something like that because they know how much he's trying to do for them, and you're like, that would probably put Saul at a crossroads. You know what I mean?
True,
do I let them do that or not? Kind of thing. So so there's a lot of great things that I could say about this show. It has definitely the same theme as like the themes of these past 3 shows. We've talked about the cartels and things like that. So you have people who may be trying to get on the right side and get out. And then you have people who are like, no, I want to continue to stay here and be a part of it and all of that. So all that runs into it too. But I cannot wait until this season is like just to watch this season.
6 now.
This is season. I think it's going to be 6.
It's about to be 7.
No, I think this one is either going to be 6 or going to be 5. I can't remember. It does say 6. Okay, it's 5 seasons complete. That's what I'm seeing online. So the next one will be 6. And now they have Lalo, who is the new kind of person that they have to deal with, and he is kind of diabolically insane too. So
great.
So it's going to be good. So anyway, that is it for this week in regards to Sestra-Tainment. So let me give y'all a little information on Better Call Saul before I forget. It's Better Call Saul. It is AMC, so definitely check that out. You can watch it more than likely on Netflix again, and you might even be able to watch it on like a Hulu or something like that, depending on your package. So all right, everybody. Well, that's it for this week. Everybody have a wonderful week. We will be on hiatus next week.
Yes.
Traveling to Mexico. And so we will definitely come back and let you all know some of the fun adventures that we have taken in. So
absolutely.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.